Good morning, everybody. It's Max. How's everybody doing this morning? Welcome to the Daily Covered Caller. Let's check out Defiance and see what else is up. All right, now first things first. We'll do that in a second. Actually, first things first is Defiance. All right, you can see they're under the profit box on Triple QY. They actually gapped down this morning. Oh, shoot. It's not going to be a good morning for Round Hill. Uh-oh. Round Hill gets penalized for gaps just like they get bonus points for gap ups. But QDTE, I bet, is having a rough go of it. I haven't even looked yet, but it's a great fun. But I bet it's having a rough go of it this morning. All right. SPX opened sideways and is pulling back a little bit, but they're right at the bottom line, which is right close to break even. So we'll check RUT, which is what IWMY trades. They're about at the midline, and they actually opened in a slight gap up. Not bad. We'll check USO. Of course, there's USOY. They have the 72 strike option sold right now for Wednesday. They received actually exactly $2 for it, or $2.25. They received some even number, and it kind of surprised me. But $69.95 would be $2. Well, actually, yeah. Gosh darn it. Anyway, sorry I didn't have that drawn, but you can see they're right in the middle of their profit box right now. Of their, and this one doesn't expire till Wednesday, so it should be green. These guys write slightly in the money puts, so this is the same game plan as Triple QY. You guys are familiar with that. That's kind of what these guys do. So they just kind of follow the market around. As the market goes down, their strikes go down. If the market goes up, their strikes go up. Pick up a little bit of upside, make a lot of premium. Let's look speaking of making premium, let's look and see about some dividend estimates for these stocks. Come on. Okay, so the dividend estimate for USOI, I just updated it this morning, and it is, I believe, $1.10. Now, I don't know if that makes you guys happy or not. I'm sorry, it's only $1.09, actually. It just got updated this morning based on last week's results and based on this latest option that they sold, this 72 strike put. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that. So now on JEPY, their dividend estimate is $2.48, which is 69%. Triple QY's dividend estimate is $2.62, which would be around 88 cents. IWMY's dividend estimate is $3.03, which is around 100%. And we're about halfway through the month, so this is starting to get more significant. But of course, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this daily, but we shall see. Okay, let's see what else. Let's look at the new buffer report. Gosh darn it. Look at every day YBTC and MAXI are either up 5% or down 5%, or in this case, 3%. But lots of days it's 5 or 7%. It's just insane, right? If you like volatility, those are good. Okay, so USOY, and actually I should say that they're slightly less volatile than the underlying, but they're just selling covered calls on a super volatile underlying. All right, so USOY is looking really good. We just saw that one. It's gapping up and it's catching 65% of the upside, so that's great. TLTW is looking good. For TLTW. Let's go over here to the SPX. The SPX are the first 5 or 6, then the NASDAQ related underlines, and then right in here is the Russell related underlines. Russell, as you can see, is the strongest of the bunch because it's basically unchanged. NASDAQ is the weakest of the bunch, being down more than 1%. Anyway, so the SPY's down 33 bips and the SPY-T's down just about 95% of it. JEPI's doing well, though. Look at JEPI unchanged with the market down 1/3 of a point. Nice job, JEPI. Look at JEPI actually making some money with the market down a little bit. Nice job, JEPI. SPY-I. SPY-I's in line. iSpy, I'm having problems with the technology, so that's probably a bad quote. My apologies. XDTE looks really good. Look at that. It's only down about a 1/3 of as much as the market. That's great. SFAL's in line. KQQQ's outperforming on the downside a little bit. Okay, then the inverse is way up. We'd expect the inverse to be way up. Let's see how it's tracking. The index is down 1.12. The NASDAQ, in other words, NDX is down 1.12. Well, YQQQ is up 99 bips. I mean, that's a pretty nice ratio. That is a pretty nice ratio. Then we can see YMAX, YMAG, they're doing fine. Really, the ones that stand out are really IWMY and JEPI and JEPY. I never talk about KLIP, but it's up today, as is IWMI and as is THTA. Well, that's nice to see. All right, so let's see what else we had to look at. Here's some new stuff I'm working on. All right, let's do this. Let's see what's moving the most. See what's down the most. Look, MSTR, and of course, that makes sense, down nearly 5%. So MSTY is down 3.6. Bitcoin down 2. All right, and so that may be, speaking of that, okay, so now that we have the business out of the way, the volatility model, let's look at volatility. VIX is popping up this morning, not too much on cash VIX, but it's out of the Bollinger Bands, and it has been, anyway, it's popping up a little bit. Okay, let's look over here at VIVIX, which is VIX of VIX. Now it's a more concerning look, and it's even concerning enough. This is one of the rules in the rules-based trend following system. It actually switched the model to negative this morning. Not only that, there's also VIX futures. There's 3 inputs. There's VIX futures, VIX cash, and there's VIX of VIX. There's more inputs I could use also. You could also use 9-day VIX, and you could use Contango, and you could use ratios you could use all kinds of stuff. And I have before, but really these are the most important ones, especially the VIX of VIX. Now, like I say, and it's signaling bearish again. Now it gave a bullish signal last week. SPY went from 551 to wherever it is right now, 560. Here, let's pull up the SPY. This bullish signal it gave, even though it's a little bit late, by the time it gave it, the SPY was right here. You would have thought it's too late at 550.86, but no, within a few days it runs straight to 561. Anyway, now it's giving a signal the other way. We'll see. This thing gives false signals is one of many things to look at. But something that is interesting is the longer term moving averages, so to speak, or the longer term metric. The longer term, however you want to look at it, this is represented by the by the red box up here, and it's based on daily results. And the daily results have been straight negative ever since, and have been warning of bad times ahead without fail ever since the end of July. See, here's the longer time frame. So the longer time frame hasn't really been too right. The longer time frame is actually is on a bad signal, because it said sell at like 550, and here, and it's still saying sell, and here we are at 560, 561. But in any event, it did catch this this down move in early August, and then there was another. It started to be a down move, but anyway, we'll see. But when they both line up, we'll see. The last time they both lined up, the market didn't drop that much. The time before that, they both lined up was the first week in August 2nd, 3rd, and 5th, I believe, were those 3 days. So we'll see. Something to keep an eye on. All right, so let's see what's up the most. Who's doing the best? All right, well, VIVX, unfortunately, a VIX. We've already talked about that. Crude, we've talked about that. Crash, okay, Crash and Tesla. So Crash is up 86 bips. This is probably a great day for the Tesla Crash trade. Let's see what Tesla's up. Tesla's up 23 bips. They're both up. This pair's trade is killing it today. So that's nice. All right, guys. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for listening to my volatility model explanation. You guys have a great day. I'll be back with more content soon.